When life punches you in the gut, most people collapse. They freeze, they complain, they play the victim, but that's not who you are. Not anymore. Because after today, you will never let your circumstances dictate your character again. You will never let the world decide how you show up. You will become so mentally fortified that even when the ground beneath you shakes, your foundation will not move. This is not a pep talk. This is a wake-up call. Life does not ask you for permission when it brings pressure. It simply delivers. And the question is, will you break or will you rise? Comment, I control my mind if you're done letting bad days break you. Anyone can smile when everything is going right. That's easy. It doesn't take discipline to be happy when life is smooth. But that's not when character is revealed. True strength shows itself when nothing is going your way, when the bank account is empty, when the diagnosis is bad, when the betrayal cuts deep. That's when your spirit is tested. That's when the real battle begins. Positivity doesn't mean pretending life is perfect. It means standing tall in the storm and saying, this will not define me. It means choosing focus over fear and purpose over panic. You can't always control what shows up at your door, but you can always control how you answer. That's your power. That's your gift. When life drops weight on your shoulders, you have two choices. Collapse or carry it with honor. And here's the secret. Every time you carry it, you get stronger. Every time you push through instead of giving up, your capacity expands. You were not built for comfort. You were built for greatness. But greatness has a price, and mental mastery is the currency. That price is your daily decision to rise above excuses and embrace responsibility. Staying positive isn't some soft, feel-good concept. It's a weapon. It's a strategy for survival. It's choosing your attitude like a soldier chooses armor. And once you choose it, you wear it like steel. Because when you're surrounded by chaos, your mind must become your command center. You don't have the luxury to be reactive. You don't have the luxury to fold. You train your thoughts to serve you, or they will destroy you. This is war. And the enemy is the lie that you're powerless. The truth? You are powerful beyond measure when you learn to master your inner state. And here's what they don't tell you. Pain is the price of progress. Discomfort is the tuition you pay to attend the school of transformation. If you're facing resistance right now, that's not a sign you're failing. It's a sign you're still in the fight. And as long as you're in the fight, there's still something inside you worth fighting for. This moment isn't happening to stop you. It's happening to shape you, and you either rise with it or you retreat from it. But every retreat makes you smaller. Every rise makes you unstoppable. You choose which one you become. So here's the deal. You don't need perfect conditions. You don't need everyone to understand. You don't even need everything to feel okay. What you need is a decision to control your thoughts, a decision to stay focused, a decision to respond like a warrior when most would run. That's how you build the mental muscles that will carry you through the storm. It's not about motivation, it's about mental conditioning. Because once your mind is unshakable, your circumstances lose their power, and that, my friend, is where everything changes. You need to accept this truth right now. Tough times are not a mistake. They are not a malfunction in the system. They are not life being unfair. They are part of the price of existence, part of the unspoken agreement you signed the moment you took your first breath. Life never promised ease. It promised opportunity. But opportunity often arrives wearing the mask of adversity. And if you can't learn to recognize it, you'll miss it. You'll resent the very thing sent to make you stronger. You'll curse the fire that was sent to forge your steel. When difficulty knocks, don't ask, why me? Ask, what is this here to teach me? Every challenge carries a lesson. Every season of struggle holds a mirror to your soul. What you do in those moments reveals the truth about your discipline, your vision, and your inner grit. Some people spend their entire lives trying to avoid the hard days, not realizing those days are the very gym where greatness is built. No resistance, no growth, no challenge, no strength, no pressure, no power. What looks like a curse in the moment is often the beginning of your calling. You must train yourself to stop running from the storm and start walking into it. That's where your strength gets tested. That's where your courage is activated. That's where the part of you that you've never met before is forced to rise. When life is easy, You don't grow, you coast. But when life gets hard, you're forced to dig deeper. You're forced to evolve. It's in that heat that character is forged. Not in the comfort zone, but in the furnace. And if you keep showing up day after day, you come out on the other side stronger than you ever imagined. The people who achieved the impossible didn't have fewer problems. They just got better at facing them. They didn't pray for fewer storms. They built better sails. They didn't wait for life to go easy on them. They got hard enough to handle it. They understood something most people miss. The pain is part of the process. The delays are part of the path. And the struggle is the sculptor that carves away your weakness until only strength remains. So stop wishing for smooth roads. Start wishing for the wisdom to walk the rough ones. With dignity, start asking for the strength to keep your spirit clean when your surroundings get dirty. Start demanding more from yourself than the world demands of you. Because if you only work hard when life is easy, you'll never get anywhere. But if you stay relentless when everything feels stacked against you, if you keep your mind sharp, your heart full, and your feet moving, then there is no obstacle that can stop your forward momentum. Let this sink in. Life owes you nothing, but it offers you everything if you're willing to pay the price, and that price is consistency during chaos, commitment during discomfort, faith during failure. The tough times are not your enemy. They are your training ground, and the faster you embrace them, the faster you evolve, because you don't grow when it's convenient. You grow when it's crushing. So rise up, show life that you're not here to play it safe. You're here to play it strong. Your mind is the most powerful tool you'll ever own, and the most dangerous weapon if left unguarded. Treat it like sacred ground, like a garden that determines your entire future, because that's exactly what it is. Every thought you entertain, every belief you allow to root, every word you repeat to yourself is a seed. And whether you're intentional or not, something is growing. The only question is, are you planting flowers or feeding weeds? Here's the brutal truth. Weeds don't need permission to grow. They don't ask, they invade. Doubt doesn't knock politely. It breaks in. Fear doesn't wait for an invitation. It finds the cracks. If you don't actively manage what enters your mind will be overrun with negativity. You don't need to try to be anxious, hopeless, or bitter. Just do nothing, and those weeds will thrive. But if you want confidence, clarity, and peace, you're going to have to earn it. You're going to have to cultivate it like your life depends on it, because it does. You must stand guard at the gate of your thoughts, ruthlessly, relentlessly, because input equals output. What you consume is shaping your identity, whether you know it or not. What you read, watch, listen to, and who you allow into your inner circle. These are all seeds. You can't expect a life of discipline and drive if your daily feed is filled with chaos and gossip. You can't build a strong future while entertaining weak minds. Every time you allow trash into your thinking, you are robbing yourself of potential. That's not harsh, it's reality. Some people spend years planting weeds and then get mad at the harvest. They complain about the fear, the anxiety, the low energy, but they never ask who watered it. They never ask what conversations they've tolerated, what excuses they've rehearsed, what voices they've believed. Your mind is not a trash can. Stop letting garbage sit in it. If you wouldn't drink poison, stop letting toxic beliefs marinate in your spirit. If you wouldn't build your house on sand, stop building your future on weak thoughts. Start today. Replace the garbage with gold. Read things that challenge you, not distract you. Listen to voices that push you, not pacify you. Speak words that build you up, not tear you down. And when negative thoughts rise, don't let them pass. Catch them, crush them, replace them. Say not today. Say not in my garden. Say this mind is mine, and I don't rent space to anything that doesn't serve my purpose. Because here's what no one tells you. Your outer world will never exceed your inner world for long. You can fake success for a while. You can post the highlight reel, but eventually the quality of your thinking will be revealed in the quality of your life. So tend the soil, water the right things, pull the weeds, and plant with intention, because your future isn't growing in some faraway place. It's growing inside the garden of your mind, every single day. If you want to transform your life, you must start by mastering one thing. The voice inside your head, that voice narrates your entire experience. It speaks louder than the world, cuts deeper than criticism, and shapes your actions more than anything else. And here's the harsh truth. If you don't take control of it, it will control you. You may think you're failing because of your circumstances, but most of the time you're losing battles you started with your own thoughts. You've been bullied by your inner dialogue, and it ends now. That voice, your self-talk, is either your coach or your executioner. It can lift you with belief or bury you in doubt. And every single day, you are feeding it scripts. Scripts about who you are, what you can do, and what you deserve. Say you're not good enough long enough, and eventually you won't even try. Say you always mess up, and eventually you'll sabotage your own progress. Your words are not just words, they're weapons. They either sharpen your edge or dull your fight. What you repeat becomes your reality. Most people speak to themselves like enemies. They insult, criticize, and diminish their own value with casual words and careless thoughts. But let me ask you, would you speak that way to someone you love? Would you tell a child, you're a failure, you never do anything right, you'll never make it? Then why say it to yourself? You are not worthless, you are not broken, you are not your past. But if that's the story you repeat, your brain will believe it and your life will follow. You must become intentional with your self-talk. Choose your words with power, with clarity, with conviction. Speak strength even when you feel weak. Declare victory even when you're still bleeding. This isn't about lying to yourself. It's about leading yourself. You're not pretending reality doesn't exist. You're choosing to create a better one from the inside out. Say it loud. I am capable. I am disciplined. I am growing. I am becoming the person I was born to be. Repeat it until the words become the rhythm of your walk. Rewire the default settings in your brain. Every time a negative thought arises, don't just let it sit there, intercept it. Replace it with something true, something useful, something empowering. You are the gatekeeper of your beliefs, and beliefs are built through repetition. The same way fear is programmed, confidence can be installed. The same way doubt sneaks in, discipline can be grown. But it won't happen by accident. You must reprogram your mental operating system day by day, line by line, with words that build rather than break. Here's your new standard. Never say something to yourself you wouldn't say to someone you love. Talk to yourself like your future depends on it, because it does. When the world is silent and all you have is your own voice echoing in the dark, that voice better be on your side. That voice better be your ally, not your enemy. Master your self-talk, and you master your decisions. Master your decisions, and you master your destiny. So speak like a winner. Think like a leader. Command your mind, and your future will obey. The fastest way to feel powerless in this life is to obsess over things you cannot control. That's how most people live. Frustrated, anxious, scattered because their mind is constantly reaching for outcomes that are out of their hand. The economy, the news, other people's opinions, the past, the future, the weather, the traffic, it never ends. And as long as you focus on those things, you'll never feel peace. You'll always be chasing a sense of power that you gave away. But the truth is, real power starts with one decision. Focus only on what's within your reach. Let me give it to you straight. You can't control the waves, but you can learn to surf. You can't control the storm, but you can build a stronger shelter. You can't control how others treat you, but you can control how you respond. And that's the edge. That's where your strength begins. Most people wait for life to become easier before they start giving their best. But champions don't wait. Champions focus on what they have, where they are, and they dominate from there. No excuses. No distractions, just relentless focus. The mind is a powerful machine, but it's fragile when untrained. Left alone, it will drift toward worry. It will grab onto chaos like it's doing you a favor. But you must take the wheel. Direct your energy toward what is actionable. Can you improve your mindset today? Yes. Can you choose to speak with purpose today? Yes. Can you sharpen a skill? Encourage someone? Practice discipline? Fuel your goals today? Absolutely. These are your lanes, and if you stay in your lanes long enough, your life will accelerate fast. It's easy to sit back and complain about what's broken in the world. It's seductive to blame the government, the company, the timing, the algorithm, but none of that builds anything. Complaining is a form of surrender. It tells your brain, we are helpless here. But the moment you shift to asking, what can I do? You reawaken your creative power. You shift from victim to visionary. You stop spinning your wheels in the mud and you start paving a path forward, one decision at a time. Here's what people don't understand. Freedom comes from limits. Yes, limits. Not everything is yours to fix. Not everything is yours to carry. But if you own what is yours, your thoughts, your energy, your choices, then you become a force to be reckoned with. You don't need control over everything. You just need to master your corner of the world. And when you do that with consistency, your corner gets bigger. Your influence grows, your momentum builds, and suddenly you're shaping the future instead of chasing it. So write this down and make it your mantra. I control what I feed my mind. I control how I speak. I control how I act. I control how I treat people. I control how I show up when it's hard. If you master that, nothing else matters. You can stay calm in chaos. You can stay positive in pain. You can stay focused in the fire because you're not trying to control the storm. You're controlling the ship. And that's how you survive. That's how you win. You are not just the sum of your choices. You are the sum of your circle. Show me the 5 people you spend the most time with, and I'll show you your standards. I'll show you your energy. I'll show you your future. Why? Because energy is contagious. Because influence is subtle, and because what surrounds you shapes you. You don't rise in isolation. You rise through elevation, either lifted by those who are climbing or dragged by those who are crumbling. People will either pull you forward or pull you under. There is no neutral. When you're trying to stay positive in tough times, you can't afford to be surrounded by complainers. You can't afford to link arms with people who only see problems and never seek solutions. You can't afford to spend hours around gossip, blame, drama, and emotional garbage, because no matter how strong you think you are, over time, their mindset will seep into yours. Their fear will cloud your clarity. Their excuses will weaken your fire. It's not about being better than others. It's about being better with others. You need lifters. People who speak life when your soul feels dry. People who challenge your comfort and confront your laziness. People who don't let you drown in negativity because they've already built lifeboats of discipline and purpose. These are the ones who sharpen you. These are the ones who remind you of who you are when you forget. You don't need a crowd, you need alignment. So here's the filter. Do they multiply your momentum or murder it? Do they hold you to a higher standard or enable your excuses? Do you leave their presence feeling stronger, clearer, more focused, or drained, distracted, and doubting yourself? Audit your circle. Seriously. Write the names down. And be honest about who's helping you rise and who's slowly helping you rot. Your destiny is too great to be hijacked by casual company. Your mission is too critical to be shared with people who aren't serious about theirs. And if you have to walk alone for a season, do it. Better alone with your purpose than surrounded by those who poison it. Don't stay in small rooms because you're afraid to be lonely. Make space for greatness. When you elevate your standards, new people will appear. People on the same frequency, people walking the same mountain. But they won't find you if you keep hiding at the bottom with people who refuse to climb. So choose wisely, choose deliberately, because your environment is either a greenhouse or a graveyard. If you want to stay positive when life gets hard, surround yourself with people who have already walked through fire and came out wiser, people who don't flinch when the pressure builds, people who remind you, we were made for this, because when the circle is strong, the struggle doesn't break you. It bonds you, and together you rise. Pain is part of the contract of life. You don't get to opt out. You don't get to bypass it. So the question isn't if you'll experience pain, it's how you'll respond to it. Will it harden you, or will it heal you? Will it turn you into someone bitter or someone better? Most people let pain define them. They carry it like a badge, but it's become a cage. You must break that. You must decide, my pain will not be my prison, it will be my power. Pain is not the enemy. Pain is a messenger. It's showing you something. It's inviting you to grow into something you've never been. Think about it. Every powerful person you admire has walked through seasons of pain. Every breakthrough was preceded by a breakdown. Every calling was born through a crucible. The strongest minds, the deepest hearts, they were forged in the fire, not found in comfort. Pain introduces you to the version of yourself that only pressure can unlock. But here's the key. You must face it. Stop avoiding the wounds. Stop pretending you're not bleeding. Don't hide from it. Don't numb it. Feel it. And then ask the pain, what are you here to teach me? Maybe it's humility. Maybe it's patience. Maybe it's deeper empathy for others. Maybe it's the fuel for your next creation. Pain, when faced with courage, becomes wisdom. And wisdom is priceless. That's how you flip the script. You take the very thing that tried to break you, and you use it to build the next level of you. Let's be real. Not all pain is noble. Some pain is senseless. Some pain is betrayal. Some pain is devastation you didn't deserve. But even then, especially then, you get to choose how you carry it. You can let it poison you, or you can let it purify you. You can bury it, or you can plant it and let something new grow. You can let it become a weight, or you can let it become wings. The pain may not be your fault, but the healing, that's your responsibility. There's someone out there who needs to hear your story. Someone who's walking through the same storm you just survived. And your scars? They're proof that healing is possible. So don't hide them. Use them. Your wounds carry power when you tell the truth about them. Turn your pain into purpose. Turn your suffering into service. Let your life be the evidence that dark seasons don't get the final word. Strength does. Because here's what matters most. Pain will change you. That's guaranteed. But whether it leaves you broken or built, that's your decision. And if you're still here, if you're still breathing, you've already proven the pain didn't win. You did. So now rise. Turn the ashes into architecture. Let the fire fuel your purpose, and use everything life tried to take from you as a tool to build the most powerful version of yourself yet. Let me remind you of something most people forget in the middle of the fight. Today is not forever. The pain, the pressure, the problems, they are temporary. But when you forget the horizon, you start believing your present is your prison. You think this setback is your identity. You think this valley is the end of your story. But it's not. It's just a scene, not the whole script. The storm you're facing isn't your destination. It's the place where you prove you still believe in your future. The greatest mistake people make during difficult seasons is zooming in too close. They obsess over every negative detail, every crack, every delay, and they lose sight of the bigger picture. But champions, those who endure and rise, they do something different. They zoom out. They keep one eye on the now and one eye on what's coming. They see beyond the chaos. They remember that the seed doesn't sprout the same day it's planted. They trust the process while others quit halfway through the miracle. You must do the same. You must keep your vision alive even when the world gives you every reason to abandon it. Keep one eye on your work, your discipline, your responsibilities, and one eye on your why. Because your why is what fuels you when motivation fades. Your why is the torch that lights your way through the dark. When everything feels like it's falling apart, your vision reminds you what you're building. When you're tired, your vision says, keep going, this matters. You've got to be able to say, I don't like how today feels, but I know what tomorrow holds. You've got to be able to say, this moment is temporary, but my mission is permanent. Don't let short-term struggle make you abandon long-term greatness. You didn't come this far to give up when it gets hard. You didn't survive everything behind you just to fold in front of what's next. Hold the vision. Even if your hands are shaking, even if your knees are buckling, hold the vision, because when you hold it long enough, you begin to become it. The world belongs to those who see it before it happens, those who plant when the ground looks dead, those who believe when the crowd is silent, those who speak life over their dreams even when the results haven't shown up yet. That's the kind of faith that builds unshakable resilience. That's the kind of focus that turns struggle into legacy. You have it in you. The question is, will you stay the course? Let's bring it all together. You've walked through the fire. You've stood in the storm. You've learned the tools. You've built the mindset. And now it's your time, not to wish, not to hope, but to execute. Rise above. Lead yourself forward. Be the proof that pain produces power and that storms don't break real warriors. They build them. Your future is not waiting. It's calling. So step toward it with fire in your spirit and strength in your stride. You've earned this. If you've made it this far, drop 100 in the comments. It shows you are part of the 1% that's improving every single day.